Alright everyone, let's say that you're working in Godot and you want to make a flight simulator and you've designed this beautiful boxy airplane. Isn't it beautiful? And you want this thing to fly around and shoot at stuff. And when you shoot at stuff, there's gonna be smoke and fire and smoke and smoke. And for that, we can use particles. So this smoke is made with particles and it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? It's very nice. But there's just one problem. And that is that when you're making a flight simulator, you actually want your plane to be able to pitch and roll and yaw. And that has the effect that when you are in your airplane and you roll the airplane, if you're looking at the smoke at the same time, you will see that the smoke rotates with the airplane. And that's not really very desirable, because that kind of breaks the illusion of smoke, doesn't it? And but there's a solution to this. So what you can do is you can use local space billboards. Look at this. This smoke doesn't rotate, and you can fly around your smoke and you can roll as much as you want, yaw as much as you want, and the smoke behaves as you want. But there's a problem, and that is when you use local space billboards, you're using one axis to determine the direction of the billboard, and that means that when you fly over that direction, the billboard will flip 90 degrees. Sorry, 180 degrees. And that's a problem. So what I've done here to solve that problem is I'm fading the billboards using two render passes in a way so you don't see this effect. And in this tutorial we're gonna go through how to make this smoke effect without having any billboards that flips in a funky way. Now you will of course still have the billboards turning relative to the ground, and that's something that you just can't get around. So you don't really can't, like anytime when you have like a flat surface and you want to render it and you want it to point towards the camera, you're just gonna have that effect. There's no way around that. But at least it's better than this stuff, right? And so let's go through this. Back to the editor. So this effect is achieved much like the last video I did, where I made a local space y direction billboard shader for bullets. And in this case though, the billboard should still always point towards the camera. That is the objective of this. But we still use local space in order to fix the billboard rotation or orientation. Yes, so how do we do it? Let me show you. Alright, so the way we're gonna do this is I'm just gonna take this existing shader. This is the one that works with our local billboard. I'm just gonna move it out to the side, and I'm gonna show you how to do this on the existing smoke shader, just using normal particles and normal standard materials. So let's copy that. We'll put it over here. Oh, maybe that's a little bit too far away. Let's just put it there. Yes, this is fine. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna change the particle material itself. It is just fine the way it is. Let's just keep that as it is. What we're gonna do anything to is the draw passes. Here we have a quad mesh with a standard material on it. If we go down here, you can see it's a standard material, and it has a billboard effect set on, particle billboard, keep scale. It has particle animation set up with 11 frames, matching the frames on the texture. It has the texture applied to the albedo. It has the yeah, I think that's it. And I think I did something to the metal. Oh, I removed the specular, because smoke doesn't have a specular. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Oh yeah, I also made it backlit. What is that? There. And I put the same texture on there, so that the sun lights it from the back, and the dark parts, yeah, just so it looks like this. All right. So what we can do is we're just gonna make this unique. The quad. We're gonna make that unique, and so we don't mess with that quad over there. And then here on the material, we're gonna take the material and we're gonna convert it to a shader material. This is a fantastic feature in Godot, and I don't understand what other game engines haven't made this yet, because this is just brilliant. You can just take an existing shader or existing material and convert it into a shader, and you get all this code and you can work from there. This is just a brilliant feature in Godot. I think they should have the Nobel Peace Prize for this. Maybe it's a bit over the top though. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the local billboard thing we did in the last video, because I don't want to write this again. And we're not gonna use all of it, just gonna use some of it. So let's just copy this. And this is our new shader, and paste it in here. And this part here you didn't see in the last video, and it's not going to be any use here. I am going to talk about it in another video, but for now I'm just going to remove it because it's not really important. So the local Y is not just going to be Y anymore. I don't know why it stopped showing. I could sometimes, yeah, Godot has a thing where if the shader fails to compile, sometimes it doesn't recover again, and I just have to shift. This is a Godot 4.2 developer edition 3, so that might be the reason it's a developer edition. It's not even a release candidate or anything, or stable at all. Anyway, I like to be on the edge, so right. So we're still going to use the camera to bullet direction. The local Y is going to be the local direction axis, I think we're going to call it that. And in the bullet shader, we wanted to keep the Y direction, because we wanted the bullet to still be pointing in the direction of the object, the node itself. But we don't want that here. Here we want this to always be pointing towards the camera, and the direction on a quad that's pointing towards anything at all, like the normal to the face, is the Z direction. So this is going to be our camera bullet direction, and we're just going to put that in here. Actually, I think we're going to normalize this now, because there is really no reason not to normalize it. I'm not going to use the distance itself or anything, and we're just going to put that in here. And so the Z direction is the one we have first. Then the X direction, that is going to be the that is going to be the local direction axis. Oh yeah, I think that is actually gonna work just fine. I don't really think there's a reason to normalize it. Alright, so we're just gonna normalize it anyway. We have enough CPU power or GPU power. Cross. So this is gonna be the cross of X, Y, Z and MMX Z, X, Y, Z, like that. And I don't think we have to negate that for now. Let's see how this looks. So let's just copy that from over here. The view matrix. So we're gonna use this. So what they're doing here is they're taking the mat world. This is the thing that actually rotates the billboard according to what is set on the process, the billboard shader, and yes. So we're gonna say mat world world equals this. And I think it should work. Yes. So now it is, you can see, I think there's a problem here with the direction. Yes. Look at how this is brighter than this now. And when we go in the other direction, this one is now brighter than that one. And that is because the camera bullet direction is from the camera to the bullet. And the set direction should be the reverse of this. And now that we've done that, the face is turning the other direction. And since we have back culling set on, we have to swap these around. See that one. And let's do set here and X here. There we go. So now the lighting should be matching. Yes, they're both bright when we're looking at this, and they're both a little bit darker than when we're looking at this direction. So now we have the problem that I mentioned when I flew over the smoke, and that is when we fly over the smoke, you'll see that the billboard is flipping around because the y-axis is used as a reference. Or is used as the base of orientation, the local y-axis of the billboard. And whereas with this one, it always just points towards the camera. So you can see it just always looks, and that is actually not what we want. So the way we're going to solve this is we're going to do two draw passes, and then we're going to fade one billboard into the other. And in order to do this, we need an input here. Let's make it an integer. Let's just try and make it a Boolean. And call it side view. I don't know if this works as a uniform. I'm gonna just set that to false. And let's see how this looks if we go onto this shader and shader parameters. Yeah, that actually did work. You can use booleans here. That's great. Let's just use that instead of in the other shader. I did something else. All right, so here, if it is the side view, then we want this to be 0, so 0, and if it's not the side view, we want 1. 0 is X, 1 is Y. And yes. I think for now, let's just do that, and let's see how it looks. No, wait. Let's actually let them fade. So the way we're gonna fade is that we're gonna make it uniform here, and we're gonna call it fade, not face, and we're gonna set it to. Oh no, we don't have to set it to anything. And we're gonna set fade equal to the dot product of the camera bullet direction and the model matrix Y direction, because this is the direction where we want to discriminate on in order to get the fade. Let's just do that. It did not like that. Oh, why? 1. Okay. Yes, so this is going to be X, Y, Z. Because this is a for assignment to uniform. Yes, this should be a varying. A varying that will transfer values from the vertex shader to the fragment shader. Alright. And let's just add this to alpha, or multiply alpha with this. Fade. And now it looks super funky. Actually, it looks very wrong. Actually, yes. So this just, I think this works. It just needs to be absolute value of this, and then I think, yes. So this means that when I'm looking directly at it, it's invisible. When I look at it from the above, then it is not invisible. And this is how we're gonna get rid of our flipping nature here. Alright, so we're gonna do a smooth step, and we're gonna do it from 0.25 to 0.75 of fade, and this should make it a little bit more abrupt. So when we look at it from the side, it's not there. When we look at it from the top, it's there. But if the side view is flipped or true, then we want to flip the fade. So fade if flip. What was it? Flip side view. I'm confusing myself. Then fade is equal to 1.0 minus fade. Alright, so now if I wait, so actually I think it should be the other way around. If not side view. Yes. So now if I look at it from the above, you don't really see it very much. You actually do see it a little bit. That is funky. Oh, it's because it's scaling him up. Yes, the model matrix is actually not normalized. That's why. Normalize. Yes. Oh my god. All right. You learn, you live and learn. All right. So the problem was the model matrix. In order to scale up the smoke, it's using the model matrix to do that. And now you can see when we look at it from above, it fades out. And if we don't flip it, it does the other way around. And here, as you can see now, it doesn't flip the billboard because it's using the X direction as the basis of the normal space. And so all we have to do now is just copy this and and use this in another step, in another render step. Or another render pass. So now we have one render pass. Let's add another one, and that's very fine. I'm just gonna. Can we copy this? No. Probably. All right. I think we're just gonna have to recreate the damn thing. So it's gonna make a plane mesh. Wait, no, let's save this. Save as yeah, sandbox. Let's just do it there. test, it's fine, and load, and sandbox, test, yes, and we're gonna make this one unique, this one, we're gonna make a new material, we're gonna make this one unique as well, and here we're not going to flip the thing. So there we go. So now you'll see that it fades between the two smokes, with the smoke still in this, the particle still in the same position, but it just kind of fades them into each other. And that is also the same thing we're doing over here. You can't see it if you do it quickly, but in the game you usually don't move this quickly over the smoke, so you actually don't notice it that much. And now it'll be the case that our smoke is no longer flipping for us when we fly over it, or turning with the spaceship. And that's it. That is how you create a local space billboard smoke that doesn't rotate with the camera, or doesn't roll with the camera. And this can be used for smoke, it can be used for clouds, it can be used for many things related to space fighter games. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was useful to you. Maybe you can use this effect in another creation of yours. And that's it. Bye bye.